Boom! What's going on, guys? Another Masky video for you here. And this one is one that I've done before. It's a yearly recap with a new year coming up and 2022 finally coming to a close. You know, every year, basically what I will do is just, set goals for myself. I know that's very, I don't want to say LA of me, vision boarding all of this, but I like to, set goals for myself, whether it be music related or with the channel or whatever I've got going on at the moment. So I'm going to do that. Last year what I did was I wrote a list, and that I just kept it in the binder, and one time I was just, looking through it for show notes, and I found it. So I'm going to go over what I had for 2022, and then we'll talk about 2023. How did that sound? All right, good. All right. So I put at the top 2022 Masky/VA goals. So basically I categorize it as goals for myself and for my YouTube channel, and then goals for my band, Vicious Attack. So, Vicious Attack. Let's start off with that. VA goals. So, here in the past, I've wrote more shows for 2022. Now, if you remember, this was a weird time, 2022 was going on. We were still unsure about a lot of things because of COVID. And, people were just grasping at every single show they can, so there was a huge oversaturation of shows. Everybody booking stuff, and it was very difficult to book stuff. But with that being said, we still booked a pretty good amount of awesome shows. I don't know exactly how many that was, but for where we're at with the Declaration of War album cycle, I think we did pretty sufficient in that regard. So, one big category that we have here was more endorsements. So, I put coffee, picks, bass guitar endorsement for Johnny, bass guitar in any regard. That could be, like an amp or a pedal or whatever. I put drum endorsements and hot sauce. So, out of all the stuff that I put on here, a lot of question marks. Literally, it says drum endorsement question mark. The thing that actually happened was the coffee and the picks. So the coffee, we talked with a friend of the band, Matty Maha, and he's an independent coffee roaster who sells all of his stuff. You should check him out. We talked to him, and he was all about the idea of just merging together and creating the first Vicious Attack coffee. So the first one was Caffeination of War, and it did very well. And then I was like, all right, well, I bought the bags, I created and designed the labels, and I had them printed out, we did all the work. That was completely 100% DIY. So it also allowed me to be like, I can do whatever I want. I can create any label, any blend. Basically, it was truly 100% DIY, do it yourself. But we also had our creative vision in any regard we wanted, so it was very awesome to be able to do that. Later, we came out with Night Witch's Brew, and then finally for Christmas, we had Seasons Beatings blend, which was a blend of Ethiopian, Java, and Colombian coffee, and it was a huge seller. We sold at the two markets, Chicago Metal Market and Chicago Metal Fair. Sold out completely. Everyone was asking about it. So, huge, awesome success in 2022. The other stuff, unfortunately, we did picks. I designed a pick. I'll post a picture right here, hopefully. And that was not an endorsement, but I was very happy with this design. So much that I did some stickers for it. And maybe in 2023, you'll see some merch with that design on it or something similar. So, yeah, good stuff there. We're still going to be working on the other stuff, and who knows what 2023 will hold. I also put new merch. So this was something that did not happen. We had a lot of merch drops in 2022, but what I have written here, new merch, was summer line of merch, which would include VA beach balls, VA shorts. We wanted basketball shorts. and tank tops. That was an idea we had. Unfortunately, we did not have the actual time or logistics to do it, but maybe that's coming in 2023. Who knows? Another merch item I had was prayer candles and the drive. So I will talk about those two. Prayer candles, I wanted to do a set of Vicious Attack prayer candles where each member of the band was, like those pictures you get of like the stained glass saints, looking all biblical and holy. I wanted to do one of those for each member of the band, and on the back just have an insane description of what the saint is. And that was my idea for these candles, but it just didn't happen. I really didn't know who would actually care or buy these, so I was like, this seems like more of an idea for myself than for actual human beings. I just thought it would be hilarious, but then I'm like, well, what if some people buy more candles of one member than another? That would hurt somebody's ego. But also, how do you price something like that? Again, it would be 100% DIY, but it just didn't happen. And then finally, I have the drive, which the drive was going to be me buying a bunch of flash drives and literally just throwing everything from the Declaration of War album cycle on it. You would get the album. You would get a photo shoot of all of us. You would get all of our past videos that we had just thrown on the drive. And, maybe some other goodies like some of the past commercials we've made and whatnot. And that would be the drive. We'd throw it up for a price. And yeah, it never happened because, again, the logistics of throwing that much data on a flash drive, it just didn't really make a lot of sense. And who would actually use it? More and more I'm finding out that everybody just wants digital. Everybody wants instant gratification. So giving somebody a drive to throw onto their computer would be asking them to do work, So we decided against that ultimately. Next comes promo. So I put finish VA promo. I said new hoodie promo. These simply did not happen, with a lot of the time constraints and schedules. Schedules didn't match up. I was going to do a VA promo where I am Billy Mays and I would be promoting the new album. But by the time we actually recorded it, it's like the album had been out for a while. So it's like, I should have did that for a different merch item. But, I have the video. It's done. It's just on my hard drive. I just never put it out, And then there is the matter of the new hoodie promo. We had this hilarious idea for a hoodie promo. Again, schedules just didn't line up and it just didn't work. Sometimes you're going to come up with ideas that just don't pan out. So next we have videos. Now for videos, the first thing I have listed is promo for the new Pepper's pedals. So if you did not hear, with Pepper's pedals, we had our 2 signature pedals come out. They're basically reshelled Dirty Tree pedals, but he allowed us to customize the shell. And essentially, we had the Vicious Attack Blood Drive and the Vicious Attack Slender Drive. I'll throw a little video of, the thing I made. My name is Mike from the band Vicious Attack, and this is the Slender Drive. Now, as terms for promos, I was only able to do one promo video for this, and that kind of sucked. I was very upset because I wanted to do like 4, But with 2023 coming, I have a segment idea that I'll reveal later that involves the Pepper's pedals. So they're definitely going to be more of a play in the future. We use them, obviously. We just have not advertised them as much as I hoped. But yeah, so we were able to get one video out, which I just teased it. You can watch that on our YouTube channel right now. So more videos. I put new music videos, and underneath there's just 2. It was I got Sock Puppet video and finish Minister of Death. So I'll start with Minister of Death. That was very simple. This was a video that we had recorded a year prior, but, you know, the weather changed, and then all of a sudden we weren't able to complete it. You know, it was cold, so we can't get people in the winter to do it. So with that going on, we waited. We waited over the winter, and then I think another summer passed, basically, and, you know, we were finally picking up the pieces. We recorded 2 different scenes after that, and then, yeah, so we were sitting on basically half of the footage for basically a year, and that was the goal, was to just finish it, and we did, and you could see it right here. I'll post the video right here. You could see the full thing on our YouTube page. The second thing that I had posted on here was Sock Puppet video. So, very self-explanatory. Sock Puppet video. We were going to do a music video for one of our songs that was entirely sock puppets. And I'm not going to post anything for that because that still might happen, who knows, in 2023. It was going to be a total surprise, total left field. But, yeah, who knows? Basically, that was just a lot of work with no clear direction. That's what that was. So, we'll see. 2023, it still might happen. Next, I just have press. Now, when you release a new album, obviously you reach out to as many things as possible, whether it be websites, whether it be print, you know, whether it be podcasts. Now it's mostly podcasts and shows. But, you know, you want the album to be spread. And I think, you know, with Declaration of War, we definitely did a lot of that. So it's not as much as I would have hoped. But again, like I said, you could plan for as much as humanly possible. But sometimes it just doesn't work out. And that was all of the goals I had for VA. So overall, I'd say I accomplished, you know, I'd say at least 70% of that. So still, you know, still pretty good. So let's move on to the goals for myself and the Masky channel. So the biggest thing that I had, it's the biggest paragraph, was Coffee Time Season 3 and Rift City. Now, this was the most disappointing thing. It just didn't happen. It just totally didn't happen. And, yeah, it was mostly because I was focusing on one thing, which now you all can see right now. It's Shreddy Boys. So I put all of my focus, all of my effort into Shreddy Boys, and all of the stuff that I would normally do, like I've got, you know, Rift City and Coffee Time Season 3, it just didn't happen in terms of the timing, the logistics, and all that. So again, for 2023, I hope to bring these back, and I have plans actively to do a Rift City. I'm bringing back Rift City Express. And like I said, with the other, you know, category I had on here, I'm going to be using the Pepper's pedal to dial in my tone with every single one of those videos will be sponsored by Pepper's pedals. And yeah, you know, that'll be that. I'll show you how to play riffs from a lot of the songs, and that'll be Rift City Express. In terms of Coffee Time Season 3 or Coffee Time Express, I'm not sure. I've talked to people. I've reached out about doing interviews, and everybody seems to be on board. It's just a matter of time and when I can do it. If I'm going to stockpile episodes, I'm sure I will. And then there's the schedule with just Shreddy Boys. Shreddy Boys has basically consumed all of what I do, and it's phenomenal. I'm having so much fun, but also for the Masky channel, I have to continue and create content for it separately. So, yeah. So I have, obviously, Shreddy Boys on here. You know how that went. We're doing phenomenal. We have 5 episodes so far, and people seem genuinely excited about it, and they like it a lot. So that's good. And then finally, I've got a lot revamp, Masky saved file, bring back Mike's Metal Minute, bring back Masky Saw of the Day. Again, just this is stuff that I dropped when the pandemic happened. You know, it was not only the fact that I think everybody had like a collective depression and didn't know what to do. It was just, you know, shows weren't happening. So Mike's Metal Minute, I was advertising nothing. You know, Masky's thought of the day was just thinking about the pandemic. And yeah, it's just, there's, you know, with not meeting people in person, Coffee Time lost a lot of what that was, that interaction. The Zoom episodes I did for Coffee Time did not do well at all. So again, just all of this just got scrapped because of the pandemic. But now the pandemic is over. Life has seemed to return back to normal. So yeah, that's gonna happen in 2023. And I'm going to revamp Masky Save the File, which was, you know, I did one episode of it. It was an hour of me talking about Paper Mario. But I'm going to revamp it. I'm going to make it shorter. There's going to be, you know, segments and humor and guests involved. So it's going to be better. It will be better. But that, honestly, is probably the least on my schedule right now. I want to bring back Mike's Metal Minute, but most of all, Coffee Time and Riff City in some fashion. So, yeah, that was the Masky side. I basically accomplished none of it except for Shreddy Boys, which is honestly one of my greatest successes so far. You know, I enjoy it very much. Me and Brian have so much fun, and I want it to go on for a while. So if that is what I'm focusing on, I'm not opposed to it. But yeah, so let's talk about 2023. You know, I've kind of hinted at it. With VA, we're working on a new album. I don't know if it'll be an album. I don't know if it'll be an EP. That's what we're shooting for. So that's kind of the goal there. We're going to be playing shows. And we are going to come out with that summer line of merch. We will have basketball shorts, tank tops, and probably another shirt, you know, with that Duncan design that I placed earlier. So that's going to happen. And yeah, I don't know what else right now. You know, everything that we didn't accomplish on the sheet probably we'll aim for. But, you know, I'm going to be with my own channel. I want to bring back Mike's Metal Minute because now we're doing shows again. I want to bring back Riff City and Coffee Time. And, yeah, so that's kind of what I'm aiming for. And Shreddy Boys is just going to keep going strong. You know, we have a lot of ideas for the future. And, yeah. That's basically my wrap-up, guys. You know, I didn't want this to be too long. It turns out it's going to be a little longer. But, yeah, you know, I've had an amazing productive year considering 2020 to 2021 was so bleak and just full of, you know, just nothing. Full of nothing, basically. But, you know, came out of the gate running. I've edited so many videos for my bands, for Shreddy Boys. My skills have never been greater with editing, which is another thing that's happened in, you know, 2022. So, you know, it sucks, but we move on, and, you know, I think I have, you know, more ideas for the future of this channel. I got a lot of good reception on the Mike's Rig Rundown episode, so I'm going to do more of those. I haven't decided which one, but there will be more. I'm thinking about doing both my Solar guitars, seeing as not a lot of people have those guitars. But yeah, you know, things are looking really good. And I want to thank everybody who has followed me, you know, who has supported Shreddy Boys, who has supported any of the music videos for Vicious Attack that you've liked and seen. That was all me editing it. You know, and yeah, I'm excited about the future, and I'm excited to show you guys what I'll be working on. So All right, guys, that's it. That's your yearly wrap up. I'll be seeing you soon.